So we started at the park because that's where I spent most of my time. And it was a whole experience. The park, it's actually a very nice park. It's one of the nicest parks in the city. It's a great view. It's a place where people from all over the city come and hang out, have picnics. And you know, I would stay all the way from like 11 a.m. all the way till like sunset. And I would see the same people in the park. There's this one guy from Brazil. I remember he always wore an apron and he would sell chocolates, homemade chocolates. And he was always there and he would always see me there. And every day he would ask me to buy one. And then after the park, I would just walk the streets. I was going through a lot and I would just walk the streets. I would go get a burrito and then I would just walk the streets. I would take the J line and I would take that. That's the streetcar or the tram, whatever you want to call it. The Metro Muni, whatever. And I would take that, different parts of town, and just explore the city on foot. It's a small city. It's very walkable. And I just try to capture like all these scenes. It's just random wanderings essentially. And that was how I just coped with, my situation. And also that's how I just practice seeing things. But, yeah, so I walked the bridge in this total fog. And I really like how these came out. And this was just with the toy camera. So I spent a lot of time shooting with this camera. There are definitely street scenes. And I also have people in here, like people I actually went up to and asked if I could take their photo. I'm always wary about that though. And I felt really wary in San Francisco. Yeah, I felt like a lot of people, when I would walk the streets, they would ignore me. Or they would purposely avoid me or cross the street. Or they wouldn't want to speak to me. I remember one time I went to a coffee shop and the dude didn't even want to serve me. I mean, like reluctantly, like what the fuck are you doing here, kind of shit. You know what I mean? I felt that vibe there for sure. I didn't really feel like I was wanted in that city, But the few people I talked to, who I felt like I could talk to, the ones that didn't just brush right past me, they would pose for me. I took their photo. Like, there's a guy on the bus. I took his photo. And then there's a fellow photographer in the park. I took his photo. And, and then also there's a musician that I met in the park. He was and he was actually doing some type of like promotion for his band, for his YouTube channel. And so he talked to me, and I said, "Hey man, can I get your photo?" And so I got his photo, and then he ended up having me take some other photos for his like promotion, which is pretty cool, just networking with other creatives. But I'm a bit disappointed. I thought there would be more like creative people in the city. It's more just like tech and just, it's a beautiful place, but there just didn't seem like there was much there culturally. Not anymore. I guess that city still has that reputation. I did take a Waymo. That was pretty interesting. I drove around the city at night. I remember that they had this promotion. And the promotion was between like 2 and 6, it was half off, but the price was capped at $15. So I was like driving from like, one end of the city to the other for like $7. And since I had like nowhere to go, it was cool. Yeah, I took a lot of pictures of Waymos for some reason. I was very obsessed with Waymos when I was out. That's how I'm everywhere, maybe I could do like a Waymo promotion or something, maybe like Waymo hits me up, be like, yo, like, I got a bunch of photos I'll sell you. For the most part, I mean, I always post on Instagram and things like that, but it doesn't really seem like I'm getting much traction. People really aren't seeing my photography or engaging with it. But maybe my photography just isn't that good. You know what I mean? But honestly, I don't really care. I mean, it's more like something I do just to express myself, or sort of like, how am I going to explain this? I mean, the reason why I initially took up photography was because I wanted to teach myself how to see. And so I always walk around with my camera, but I've done a lot less of that. And even nowadays, even without my camera, I'm still able to see. Or I guess see better than before. But I still need to see. I still need more depth. Depth in my vision. I guess, that's what this was about.